So, here is my third video that I'm going to be recording. Um, I, like I said in my other videos, I'm not sure which way to go this. Like, do I talk about this first or that first or that, or how to do it? I'm just gonna do it the way I'm doing it. So, I'm just gonna, make sure that in my documents, I cover what I feel is necessary to be said and be documented. Um, One of the things that I want to voice is the being an addict. Being an addict is way different than what people visualize, assume, or blame or think that an addict is. There's a lot of people out there that don't understand addiction, but they have their opinions, and that's fine. Everyone's opinionated to, everything, but I feel that a lot of people are wrong when they bash an addict because they don't understand the stem, the seed, the root of the addiction. And I think that everyone who is going to sit there and put in their opinions on addiction, on an addict, and what they do and how they do it and whatnot, they should first understand, they should first understand that addiction is supposedly a disease, right? We're born with this or whatever. Well, so therefore it's not a choice. Well, it is, but it isn't. A lot of people are angry at drug addicts because, drugs are disgusting. And, the drug addict who does drugs knows that too. I could totally agree with what everyone has to say, when they are talking trash on someone who's an addict or who has admitted to this or is being blamed for this or whatnot. I just see a lot of people, saying a lot of bad things, and those people that are saying a lot of bad things don't understand where it comes from, because if anyone took the time to understand the stem of a person's addiction, then they should or would sympathize where it comes from and understand. And therefore, they have no reason to, talk down on them or be mad at them or bash them or whatnot. Everybody is not fortunate or isn't able to, grow up where they're not an addict or have no knowledge of it or, have nothing to do with it. Unfortunately, then there's the ones who, who are born addicts, who know nothing but addiction. So therefore, when raised in that type of environment, it's not a choice for us. We were brought into that environment. We were born into it. We were raised into it. So, being that that's how it goes, it is a choice to do drugs. Yes, it is a choice to use. It is a chosen route. But if it is all that we've seen and all that we know, therefore we know that it's not, it's not the normal way of life, the normal way people live, until we get older, and start to realize that, oh, yeah, we don't have to live that way, But unfortunately, some of us, it's the only way we know. So we just, when say somebody's mother is a nurse growing up, and you want to be what your mom is, so they want to be a nurse just like their mom, or their father's in the army, so they, follow the paths of their father who's in the army. Well, it's the same way when a person follows, when their parents are addicts or alcoholics. It's the same thing, they want to be, or they don't want to be, but they um, tend to follow the leader. And when you grow up in that and you see your parents doing it or your family, you don't know that it's wrong until you find out that it's wrong. Um, Nowadays a lot of children get taken from their homes, and the parents have to fight for their children or have to prove themselves to care for their children the right way in order for them to get them back. Well, when I was a kid, nobody did that. Nobody came for me and said that I was being raised wrong. Sometimes I wish that they had, and it was so, because I might not have possibly have gotten as far as I've gotten into the addiction. So, I just want people to understand that, yeah, we're bad people. Yeah, we do bad things, but also sympathize that we are broken. We're raised like this, and we carry a lot of hurt on the inside, and a lot of shame and a lot of guilt. And along the way of the addiction, there's a lot of things that happen. You come across a lot of situations. Well, all situations are not good. It's a dangerous life. People don't care that the addict goes through a lot as a human being who has feelings, as a person who you know um goes through a lot of hurt and pain. um no one understands or cares to um understand that, or look into that before they start bashing them. It's I know, being an addict since I was, let me see, I say I started smoking weed when I was like 12 maybe, or 13 or 11 or 12 or 13. I think it was 12 when I very first started smoking. But before then, my mom used to sell drugs, and then I eventually started, getting curious and started doing the drugs. So uh I don't know. Had someone showed me a different route, or told me that if someone would have gave me the guidelines of being an addict, that what was to happen or what could have happened, how things could go about, and how people would treat you and look at you and whatnot. I'm pretty sure if somebody had laid down everything in front of me and told me that what was going to happen or what possibly could have happened, I possibly could have turned around then and changed, or made a choice. But when your entire family or everybody around you is an alcoholic or a drug addict, there's you're accepted. You're not welcome. There's a point. There's a time and a time and a place where, yeah, we're ashamed, and where we realize that it shouldn't be that way, or it could be a different way. But during the time of addiction, it actually does a lot for a person. um Someone who is traumatized or broken or hurt, like, drugs is a way to cope. Say we don't have a mother to hug or a sister to talk to or go to when life's hard, or because everyone is an addict or a user or an alcoholic or whatever. So therefore, the only way or thing we have to make ourselves feel better is to numb the pain with drugs. um it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to sit here and acknowledge the truth of it, that it's bad, and a lot of bad things happen along the way, or could. And some people are lucky and don't have to go through as much as others, but I'll tell you that a being a drug addict every day is, it's horrible. um it's a disgusting feeling physically. Emotionally, it's hard. Mentally, it's hard. We're not stable people at all, where we have nowhere to run, or no one to run to for guidance, for help, for safety, for shelter, for protection, for other other ways or better ways. So the one thing that we do have or know is drugs and alcohol, and it helps that person. you know if if every drug addict and alcoholic didn't have the drugs or the alcohol, you'd have a whole lot of people that were just in a mess, sad and emotionally just not right, um, emotionally and physically. Like the withdrawals, the detoxing, the everything is not okay with an addict. We're messed up people. Like, we hurt. Though we, walk around with our heads up and, get ourselves together, put on makeup or dress nice, or, um, talk to people with manners and whatnot. That is like a mask. That's what we need the drugs for, is to socialize somewhat normal for everyone. Because if we didn't have the drugs or the alcohol to help us cope or numb our pain, then you would deal with a lot of hurt people, angry people. And I believe everyone's uh, addiction, every person has their own reason why they need it. And it's not an excuse, it's real things. A person's mental stability is something that is important and matters. A person's emotional balance is something that matters. If you're not balanced properly with all that kind of stuff, then, what do you do? Say you have no one to go to, or you don't know how or what, or, what do you really do? You hide from the world. No one's going to understand, or you don't want to go and talk to people who are non-drug users or non-alcoholics, because they're going to assume and judge. And that's exactly what they do, is they think the wrong things, and they bash them types of people, when really they should go up to them and ask them, give them a hug and ask them if they're okay, and if there's anything that they could do to help them, get through the day. Because if it was more people like that trying to help help the addicts or the alcoholics or whatever, figure out a different way to get through the day without having to rely or go to drugs for support, or for uh, a dose of stability, mental stability, to be normal for everyone else in the world. If more people did that, it would probably be a little bit easier. Maybe, knowing that we have people that uh, could help us with our mental and emotions. Though it's not their job or whatnot, But it definitely is their job to bash someone and be opinionated on their thoughts and whatnot. Um, it's it's not easy. There's a lot of people out there. Well, I'll just from being Native American, there's a lot of drug dealers out there that prowl on Native Americans because they know that they get money. So, they are working hard to get to natives and get to the reservations, and it's not it's something that's so easy nowadays. It's not like, you know, when you live in a city, you just go walk around and you go find it. Well, unfortunately, us native kids are getting approached by this person and that person asking if we want this or need this or whatnot. And, yeah, sure. If you're going to make it easier for us and bring it to us, and, instead of us having to go out the hard way to get it, then it might be a little bit less, to be honest. But there's so many people that really prowl on Native Americans on the res. And it's sad. I've seen a lot of it. I've seen a lot of it on different tribes, different reses. I'm pretty, I'm not going to say like I'm really popular or anything, but I've been around the way. I'm a very sociable person. I feel I have a good personality. I've made a lot of friends in my life. I've been a lot of places, done a lot of things, and I noticed that it's not just one area, it's not one tribe, it's everywhere, from this tribe to that tribe. It's I've hung around with black people, I've hung around with white people, I've hung around with Asians, Mexicans. I have lots of friends, and from what I noticed from all that is they know that the Native Americans get money, so they really like getting into that crowd. And once they get in there, they obviously get more connections, and the more connections they get, the more money they're making or whatnot. So there's people out there that, that prowl on that, as well as in the prisons too. They do the same thing. They try to linger, they try to attach themselves to the natives because they know they got money, and they use them and abuse them and whatnot. Well, being native, like we never, I mean, from our ancestors from a long time ago, even, we were never really like a stingy type of people. We never, if somebody needed something, we had it, we'd share. If somebody was hungry, we'd feed them. If somebody needed, some place to sleep, we had some place for them to sleep, we'd help them. We're very helpful people because we're not, because we understand and we care or we understand what it's like to be in situations of need. So because of that, people will take advantage of us and abuse it and whatnot. And we don't really look at it like that because we're just being our natural selves, our natural, human beings to what we know. Um, I just, I understand people are mad at people for their reasons. Maybe someone has lost someone to drugs or experienced or that type of thing. But you gotta try to sympathize a drug addict. Just understand that the reason they use drugs is a reason that's serious, is a reason that's uh, not just your average, thing. It's to cope with severe pain and trauma, emotional and mental instability. So Why don't you try to understand that, what that person went through as a childhood, or what they go through on the daily, is not a good feeling. It's not. We hate ourselves. We hate that we feel this way. We hate that we've been through what we've been through. But it is what it is. Um, I could probably find a drug to help me feel better before I could find a person who will sit down and talk with me and listen to me quicker than I can find a drug. So if that makes any sense, then, that's the truth. And I just want to be honest, and I just want people to know that, just try to understand, try to, ask. You want to know, ask, because, we would love for someone to ask, what's wrong or why or what, and, we'll tell you. Yeah, we may not be, we're not good people. We're not the worst neither, though, as a human being. Like, you'll find out that some of us that you don't want to know because we use drugs or are alcoholics, you just don't want to know us because you just automatically assume the worst. But if you were to get to know us, you would see through the drugs and whatnot and realize that, we have feelings too, and we have, wants and needs for life, and just don't know, how to get there, or never been shown, or, just are ashamed to even try, because we know that there's going to be a lot of people that don't want nothing to do with us. And that's hard. So therefore, I guess we got each other. Drug addict to a drug addict, they understand one another. They understand that each of us are dealing with some shit that is so painful that we just understand sometimes and don't even ask where it came from. We just know that, it's something bad, and we understand it, and, we're there for one another. And everyone has their own story and has their own reasons. Everybody goes through stuff in life, and nobody's perfect, and, a lot of people, put on a show for everyone. And it's hard to do that. It's hard to put on a show, to have to pretend to be okay, and we're not okay. We're not okay at all, and we don't feel good at all, mentally, emotionally, physically. Like, you know it's really hard, and people judge us, and, you know don't understand us. So I just want to give some advice to anyone who, bashes an addict, or talks bad about them, and says whatever they say, or blames them for this or blames them for that. Like, before you do all that, and if you really want to know why a person is thick into their drug use or whatnot, why don't you go up to them and ask them, you know, where it came from, or how it came about? Because I can guarantee you that the story that they have to tell you is going to make you sad, you know? To know, just to hear it is going to make you sad. So hearing it is going to be sad, but imagine what that person who is telling you, it's way worse for that. It's way worse than what you're getting out of it. We go through it way, way worse, and it's something that we live with every single day, and it's nonstop. Um, we're not gonna defend ourselves. People say what they want to say, and we have to find a comfort in every day. And that's just what we happen to know. So, um, people want to hate us and don't want us, in their lives or whatnot. We don't want ourselves in our lives neither. Like, it's it's not a good feeling. It's not a good thing to see your relatives go through, your brothers, your sisters, your moms, your dads, or yourself. We may walk around like we're all right, but we're not. Or when we do walk around like we're all right, we're probably high because that's what feels good. That's what feels better. That's what takes away the reality and the pain of, what we're really going through or what we've been through. Like every day is a day of, either successful survival or not. The goal of every drug addict is to get to the drug and indulge in it so that our reality is numbed and we don't have to feel it no more, because without it, we have a lot of feelings and they're not good feelings. um, so I'm not saying that it's okay, to be a drug addict and whatnot, because it doesn't feel okay. It doesn't. It's very hurtful. It's disgusting. A drug addict has a lot of gross feelings about themselves on the inside. You may not think so, but understand that that's real. The feelings we feel about ourselves are things that you should never want anyone to feel. And if you know that someone's feeling that way and you're just okay with that, then you're not, you're not okay. Because, when I'm sad, I'm sad. I know I know how sad, I know how it feels to be sad. So when I see someone else sad, I don't want them to be sad. It hurts me to see them sad because I know what it feels like. I know what it feels like to hurt. And hurt is hurt, no matter the level or no matter the reason or whatnot. No one deserves to be sad and no one deserves to be hurt, but unfortunately that's what some people are for whatever reasons. Reasons that we didn't do or reasons that we can't control, but it exists. And, if there was a different way or a better way, we would possibly choose, the better way. Unfortunately, we can get to a drug quicker to help us numb that than we can get to a person who is a real human being that really genuinely cares about that person and why they are feeling the way they feel. I know I'm not going to leave someone sad and crying. I would never see someone who is sad and then just be able to look at them and just walk away and just leave them sad. There's no way possible that I could do that, because I know that it hurts, So I just try to understand and wish I was understood, but I can't make no one want to understand me, and I don't want to sit there and chase people down and be like, look, listen here, this is what, because no one wants to listen to someone like they don't care what I feel or what I've been through or whatnot. They're just going to have their opinions and their thoughts, and that's that, So, I just want to cover, like, that part about that. So, I have so much to say, and I just, I'm going to get it across eventually. So right now, where I'm at is, tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. I'm going to be picked up from I'm going to be picked up and brought to the Minneapolis airport, and my flight leaves at 7 a.m. and I will be on my way to the Magnolia Ranch in Tennessee. Pulaski, Tennessee, I believe it is. So, I'm really, I look forward to it. I look forward to this new life and this journey that I'm about to go on, I really, hope to get the best out of it, and I hope to become, something good out of it. I went through a lot of things, and I feel like, I know a lot of things. I was talking to a man the other day who said that, he's been in this field 40 years of, he's been to college, he's read the books, and he's been working with addicts and whatnot for 40 years. And, I just swallowed my, took a deep swallow, and I'm like, well, I've been an addict for 35 years, 30 years. So, I have just as much time in as he does, except my time is on the opposite side of his. He got his stuff from the books and that stuff. I got my stuff from experience, from actually going through, a lot of stuff. And I just hope to one day, help somebody, because, had somebody came and helped me a long, long time ago, I wouldn't have lived so many years stuck in the lifestyle that I was stuck in. Um, I'm not proud of who I am. I have no accomplishments. I have nothing to be proud of. I'm nobody, but I'm a blunt person. I am a people person. I know how to make people laugh. I know how to, engage in conversations. I know how to, I know how to, I'm very, I don't know, I'm good with people. Um, but I'm going to end this video though, because I have a couple phone calls to make. So, um, yeah, this is video number 3. So let me know what you guys think. If there's anything that you guys want me to talk about or want to ask about, just let me know, because I just want to, first of all, be heard and get my entire story out there. But I also as well would like to know, what else I could do to help myself, and help others. Maybe, I'm not sure. But please do, give me your advice, give me your opinions, give me your, whatever you have to give me. I'll be back to make another video and talk about more. So this is video number 3 on Rosie's story of addiction. I'll be back.